Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to Irelia, the Bladedancer. Now, I know nothing about this character. I've, of course, seen her in, I think, one of the cinematics. I can't remember which one it is, but we'll probably rewatch that in this video. And, we're just going to deep dive into her story, her biography, see what her voice lines sound like, and check out all her skins. She looks really, really cool just from this moving image we have on the screen here. But let's go ahead and dive into Irelia's character, as I am very interested to see what we have to learn. I haven't really reacted to too many Ionians. So far, I believe the ones I've reacted to are Yasuo and Yone. I want to say that's it. So go check those out if you haven't already. But let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so her quote here says, "There was a time when I danced only for myself. Now I dance for the First Lands." First Lands is capitalized, so I don't know if that's like another term just for Ionia or what. You guys let me know. And the paragraph says, "The Noxian occupation of Ionia produced many heroes, none more unlikely than young Irelia of Navori. Trained in the ancient dances of her province, she adapted her art for war, using the graceful and carefully practiced movements to levitate a host of deadly blades. After proving herself as a fighter, she was thrust into the role of resistance leader and figurehead, and to this day remains dedicated to the preservation of her homeland." Yeah, is she like one of the forefront, like people fighting for Ionia in this whole war against Noxus? I think that's kind of the whole idea that I have about her, like the very little knowledge I do have about Irelia. And then related champions, we have Karma. Karma was mentioned recently in a video that I reacted to. And Swain. Okay, interesting. Know nothing about Karma. Know a decent amount about Swain, but we haven't done our part 2 to Swain's story yet, so we will get into Swain at some point. Role is fighter. Region is Ionia. Very cool. Let's go ahead and dive into her biography. Ooh, very cool of the full art here. Very interesting. Even as a small child, Zan Irelia was fascinated by the grace and beauty of human movement. Under her grandmother's tutelage, she learned the traditional silk dances of her province. Though she was dubious of their supposedly mystical connection to the spirit of Ionia, Irelia's love for the dances was real. Seeking to master the art, she eventually left home to study with some of Ionia's most respected performers at the Placidium of Navori. Irelia's people were peaceful and sought harmony with their neighbors, but rumors of foreign invaders sighted off the coast unsettled many at the Placidium. Irelia returned to her village to find it already occupied, with steel-helmed soldiers from distant Noxus shoving unarmed civilians through the streets with the butts of their spears. The Noxian Admiral Ducal had seized the Zan home to quarter his fleet officers. Irelia's brothers and her father, Leto, had evidently protested. Her entire family now lay in unmarked graves in the gardens. Wow. Okay. I mean, that is one way to kickstart the origin story of like a revenge character, right? Ravaged by grief, the young girl saw Ducal's men hauling valuables from the house. Among the loot was a large metal crest depicting the Zan family emblem. Irelia raced to it, wrenching it from Noxian hands. How old is she at this time? Is she just like a small child? The Admiral himself hurled her to the ground and had his warriors shatter the crest with a heavy iron maul before ordering them to dig a fresh grave for this upstart child. What? No way they were going to bury this kid. As they surrounded her, Irelia averted her eyes, looking into the pieces of the Zan crest scattered on the ground. From deep within her soul, she felt a strange rhythm begin to beat. The shards of metal began to twist, moving seemingly on their own, and Irelia felt the serene joy of the ancient dances once more. That's pretty cool. So she's about to use the crest, the broken crest that they just broke off of the chest, and use that and do her ability, yeah? Or do her dance attack or something. With a sweep of her arm, she sent the pieces flying like ragged blades, cutting clean through 2 of the Noxians. As Ducal and his officers reeled in shock, Irelia snatched up the shards of her crest and fled the village. In the quiet forests beyond, Irelia mourned her family and thought back to her grandmother's teachings. She realized that the techniques she had learned were more than mere dances. They were a powerful expression of something far greater. The Noxian occupation soon began to test the fragile peace of the First Lands. It was said that even the religious leader Karma had been forced to strike back at the invaders with deadly magic, though her followers had now withdrawn to the lasting altar and would not condone any further violence. Okay, let me unpack that a little bit. So the occupation soon began to test the fragile peace of the First Lands. Again, I'm assuming Ionia, just in general. And then, so Karma's a religious leader. She had been forced back to strike back at the invaders with deadly magic, though her followers now had to withdraw to the lasting altar. And they would not condone any further violence. Okay, so Karma, normally not a violent person, but even Karma with this invasion had to, be violent. Across Navori, dissenting voices began to band together. A resistance was forming, one that would not rest until Ionia was free once more. Irelia joined their ranks, performing her cherished dances for them in the woodland camps to preserve some vestige of their vanishing culture. She was barely 14 years old, there we go, when she found herself back at the Placidium. Her band of resistance fighters joined the militia who had sworn to guard the monasteries and wild, sacred gardens. But Noxus knew only too well what this place represented. A particularly cunning general named Jericho Swain captured the Placidium and took its defenders hostage, hoping to lure the inevitable reinforcements into a trap. It was in this moment that Irelia rose to meet her destiny. Freed from her bonds, she unleashed the full potential of her ancient blade dance, lashing out with graceful zeal. A dozen of Swain's veterans fell, sowing chaos in their ranks as the other captives joined her. Before she struck down the general himself, the sight of this rebellious girl hefting his severed arm over her head would be the turning point of the war. Hold on. Whoa. Hold. Wait. Okay, so the severed arm. Okay, so we haven't dove into Swain's story yet. We've only listened to his voice lines. So this is how he loses his arm. I had no idea. I straight up had no idea. Now I know. Okay, very, very interesting. Very cool. How does Raum come into Swain's story, though? That's what's interesting. This victory, the great stand at Navori, ensured that everyone in Ionia knew the name of Zan Irelia and looked to her for leadership. Okay, so she's 100% like the head leader when it comes to like defending Ionia against Noxus. Reluctantly, she led the growing resistance for almost 3 years of grueling battle before her triumph at Dalu Bay. There, she finally cornered and defeated Admiral Ducol and exacted the vengeance she had sought for so long. Though the war has long since ended, Ionia has been permanently changed by it. The First Lands are now divided, with rival factions fighting each other almost as bitterly as they did the Noxians. Many continue to look to Irelia for answers, but while others might welcome such power, Irelia remains uneasy with it. At heart, she still yearns only to dance alone. Oh my god, they always hit me with these freaking final sentences. They're always so freaking like, they're just really good and super powerful generally. Yeah, okay, this was like a super sweet and short little biography for her, but it gets straight to the point. Essentially, she was a child when Noxus invaded. She was learning the technique that her grandmother knew. And yeah, like out of like rage and just, you know what I mean? Like she started feeling something when her emotions went really high and like they destroyed her family crest in front of her. She freaking lost it, right? And took out 2 dudes and then ran. She grew up a little bit, older after this Noxus occupation. And then, yeah, she takes. So it straight up says, hold on. It straight up says before she struck down the general himself. By struck down, like completely struck down, like he died. And is Raum responsible for resurrecting him? Along with the arm? I'm assuming so. Again, I need to get to Swain's story. That's on me. I will get to it. This is crazy. So I think there was mention in another video that I did when I was reacting, the mention of somebody taking out Swain one time. And I think it was Irelia mentioned, but I was like, oh, that can't be right or whatever, right? Or, you know what I mean? I didn't think Swain had actually died or anything. So yeah, that's news to me, essentially. Very interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and get into the story here. The story is called Stains on a Name. I love the art for Irelia. It's really cool. Okay, Stains on a Name. I believed in you, Bladedancer, the man choked, his lips frothing red. You showed us the path. Irelia held her stance. She looked down at him, this devotee of the Brotherhood, on his knees in the mud. He had been pierced over and over by her blades. Of the Brotherhood. I'm going to guess this is like another faction within Ionia or something. We could have been strong, united as one people. That is not the spirit's way, she replied. If that's what you think, then you are wrong. He had come to this village waiting for the perfect moment before making his move, but he was clumsy and awkward. She had danced around him easily. Okay, was he trying to assassinate her? Oh yeah, he had been determined to kill her. The worst thing was, he wasn't the first. Irelia's blades now hovered at her shoulders, following the graceful circling movements of her hands. One simple gesture, and it could all be over. He spat blood on the ground, his eyes burning with hatred. If you will not lead Navori, the Brotherhood will. He tried weakly to raise his dagger against her. This man would never be taken alive. Okay, I need to understand some of these terms. Maybe I'll learn it as we go, but like the First Land, the Navori, like all of these other words within Ionia. I just really know Ionia, to be honest. So we have to kind of learn some of these terms. He tried weakly to raise his dagger against her. This man would never be taken alive. I believed in you, he said again. We all did. She sighed. I never asked you to. I'm sorry. Her limbs flowing lithely around her body, Irelia whirled to the side, sending the blades out in a deadly arc. They sliced cleanly through his flesh, as much as an act of mercy as self-defense. A simple turn, just one elegant step, brought the blades back to her, their edges slick with blood. The man's lifeless body toppled forward. May the spirit bring you to peace, said Irelia. Okay, so before we move on with this, so I can see where she's coming from. Essentially, she's like, she defended the country. She defended Ionia when she slayed or struck down Swain. She was just doing that to defend her country and like to get vengeance on her people and stuff like that, right? She wasn't really doing it because she wanted to be like a full-on leader for her people and all that. She just was like defending her country essentially. And she's like, I don't expect you guys to follow me. I don't know why everybody wants to follow me. So I get like kind of the position she's in. Her burden was heavy as she returned to the camp. When she finally entered the privacy of her tent, she released a long, tense breath and lowered herself to the reed mat. She closed her eyes. Father, she whispered, I have bloodied our family's honor once more. Forgive me. Irelia spread the blades out before her. Like Ionia itself, they were the fractured pieces of something that had once been far greater, now turned to violent ends. That's a good symbolism, yeah. She poured water into a small wooden bowl and then dipped in a rag. The simple act of cleaning the shards had become a ritual, one that she felt compelled to undertake after every battle she fought. The water slowly turned red as she worked. But beneath the fresh blood, the metal carried much darker, older stains that she could never seem to remove completely. This was the blood of her people, the blood of Navori itself. Lost in thought, she began to slide the blades around, slowly reforming them into her family crest. Its 3 symbols lay cracked before her, representing the Zan name, her home province, and the rest of the First Lands, all in harmony. Her ancestors had always lived by the teachings of karma. They inflicted no harm on anyone, regardless of circumstance. Okay, so Karma's like a non-violent religious leader in Ionia. Okay. And now here was their seal and crest turned into weapons and takers of countless lives at that. She could feel the eyes of her brothers upon her. Even in their eternal rest, at one with the spirit of Ionia, she feared earning their disappointment, their resentment. She pictured her dear old Ma, too, broken and sobbing, devastated by each kill. Many times that thought had made Irelia weep more than any other. The blades would never be clean. She knew that, but she would still do right by those she had harmed. Yo, this story is so good. Or just like Irelia's like situation is very interesting because yeah, like it seems like she's having assassins from the other people in her country try to take her out because they don't believe in her viewpoints or whatever or how she's leading, and she doesn't want to kill her own people. She thinks Noxus is the only enemy probably in her head, and she's like, we shouldn't be fighting amongst each other. And she hates that she has to actually like kill these assassins that are coming after her. She passed many of her followers on her way to the burial grounds. Though they looked to Irelia for leadership now more than ever, she recognized so few of them. With each winter, the faces became less familiar, as the last of the old resistance were replaced by new and more zealous fighters. They came from faraway provinces and towns she had never heard of. Even so, she halted often to return their half-hearted salutes and bows, and would accept none of their help in dragging the shrouded body of her dead attacker along the road. Finding an open patch beneath the blossom-heavy branches of a tree, Irelia set him down carefully and turned to join in the grief of the widows and the widowers, the orphaned sons and daughters. I know it is never easy, she said, placing a consoling hand on the shoulder of one man who knelt before a pair of fresh graves, but each life and each death are part of. He batted away her hand, glaring at her until she retreated. It was necessary, she murmured to herself as she prepared to start digging, though she remained unconvinced by her own words. It is all necessary. The Brotherhood would grip this land in an iron fist, no better than Noxus. Her eyes fell upon an old woman sat on a simple wooden stool at the foot of the tree, singing a soft lament. Streams of tears had dried on her face. She was dressed plainly, with one hand resting on a grave marker next to her. It was adorned with food offerings for the deceased. To Irelia's surprise, the woman halted her song. Bringing us some company, are you, daughter of Zan? She called out. Ain't much room left around here, but any friend of yours is a friend of ours. I did not know this man, but thank you. He deserved better than he was given in life. Irelia took an uncertain step closer. You were singing one of the old songs. Helps keep my mind off bad things, said the old woman, tamping down a patch of dirt on the grave. This is my nephew. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. Before we continue, I guess I didn't know this. I'm assuming this is all present day, but ever since the Noxus invasion, ever since the Noxus invasion, Irelia has been kind of almost having its own civil war, would you kind of say? Or there's been there's some uneasiness and tension going on within Ionia, it seems. I did not realize that. And I know Noxus is still wanting to like plan on invading Ionia again at some point, right? So it's like, Ionia kind of needs to like get their stuff together and, I don't know, like defend themselves against Noxus if that's coming in the near future. I'm sure you did all you could. Besides, this is all part of the spirit's way, you know. Her kindly demeanor had put Irelia entirely at ease. Sometimes I don't know, she confided. The old woman perked up, expecting more. Irelia continued, finally giving voice to the doubts that had plagued her for a long time. Sometimes I wonder if I killed our peace. Killed our peace. Whoa, that is such a daunting question to be thinking about all the time. And it totally makes sense why she's asking herself that question. Because let's see what she keeps saying. Let's see what she says here. But when Noxus invaded, perhaps we lost something when we fought back. Something we can never restore. Yeah. Like her cutting down Swain and stopping the Noxus invasion, you know, may have like killed the peace of Ionia, but like not really, because you aren't at peace, you know? The woman stood, trying in vain to open a large nut. Child, I remember peace well, she said, thrusting one gnarled, knobby finger at Irelia. Those were good days. Nobody misses peace more than me. She pulled a knife from her belt and began to pry open the nutshell. But the world's a different place now. What worked then don't work today. No point dwelling on it. At last, the shell cracked, and she placed the broken kernel into a bowl on the grave. Yo, this is a smart woman that she's talking to. See there? Used to be able to open these with my hands alone. Now I need a knife. The young me would have fretted about it, damaging the nut like that. But that me don't matter, because she don't have to live in the here and now. The old woman nodded kindly, then went back to her singing. For the first time in a long while, Irelia smiled. Within her satchel, wrapped in protective cloth, were the shard blades of her shattered family crest. She knew it would never be clean, never be whole again, but they were always ready, and that would have to be enough. Yo, the story and the biography for Irelia, 10 out of 10. These are written very well. I understand the character's point of view, and I am able to get into her head and see like what and feel what she's feeling. She is definitely like, she's essentially that character that is essentially like a soldier of war or a child of war that ended up having to fight in a war that she never wanted to fight in the first place, and ended up being a leader that she never wanted to be in the first place, right? She never wanted to be this leader. She never wanted to be this killer. She never wanted to be this soldier, but she kind of just has to defend her country from Noxus. And, you know, with that is going to come lots of trauma. With that, it's going to come lots of like heartache and pain and, you know, just all kinds of like emotions that aren't great. And I think they wrote that pretty darn well with her biography and story. You guys let me know what you think, though, just with the story and the biography based on what I know so far of Irelia. She seems to have a really good head on her shoulders. She seems pretty smart. At least they've written her that way. And she wants to be a peaceful person, but she's kind of forced not to be. And to me, that can be kind of a scary person as an enemy. You don't want that person as an enemy, Noxus. Is somebody that is forced to fight when they want to be peaceful, because they will probably do anything in their power to get peace back in their country. You know what I mean? So, Irelia, super scary enemy for Noxus, you know, and I don't know. I'm rooting for Ionia. Noxus shouldn't be invading Ionia, right? That's my take anyways. I'm sure that's everybody, but yeah. All right, guys, that's really cool. So let's go ahead and get into the rest of Irelia's reaction. We got lots to get to. All right, so now we have the pleasure of doing all of the Irelia cinematics, which it looks like she actually has quite a few, you know, like trailers and things we can check out, which is awesome. They're all about like 5-ish years old, so I'm assuming that's when Irelia came out. The first one we're going to start off with is Irelia, the Defiant Blade Champion teaser. It's only 40 seconds. Let's check it out.
We once danced in harmony with the land until the tyrants defiled it.
I'm loving this artwork. So this must have been the first teaser for her.
Our spirit, we became sharpest at the break.
Whoa, look at those blades. That looks so cool.
We are the defenders of the first lands, and we remember the cost of peace.
Yeah, she looks really cool, honestly. Okay, that's even shorter than 40 seconds. So this must have been like the very first teaser everybody got, right? When they announced Irelia. So this was just like a real quick teaser for her. Now we're going to get into the other ones. All right, now this is her champion trailer, and then we'll probably get right into the gameplay spotlight right after this one.
There is beauty and tradition in the dance.
Okay.
Grace in every step. Power in every turn.
Yeah, the blades are really cool.
Our dance is an honor to perform.
Can you imagine it going against her? Like,
And the last
like
thing
how do you
our enemies
even attack her when she's got blades all around her? Whoa, 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 whoa. That ability looks really cool. What the heck? Oh, that was cool. Sorry, Katarina. Okay, she looks really fun. Holy crap. She looks super agile, which I think makes sense, in my opinion. What the holy crap? I'm assuming that's like a thing. Yeah, it like slows them down or something, I imagine. Cool. Yeah, let's just get straight into it and figure out what her actual gameplay is. Let's find out. Okay, here we go.
This is Irelia, the Bladedancer. Irelia uses the traditional dances of Ionia to levitate an array of deadly blades. Her graceful movements may seem tranquil at first, but a furious tempest awaits anyone who threatens her home.
You know what it reminds me of? If anybody in the comments has seen Shang-Chi, the Marvel movie, it reminds me of like those one fighters that dance in that. I'm sure there's an actual martial arts that's like all dance. Obviously, that's probably the inspiration here.
Irelia's Q is Blade Surge.
Whoa, that's cool.
She dashes to a target, damaging and applying on-hit effects to it, while healing herself a small amount.
Ah, okay.
Damage is increased if the target is a minion or monster.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
If the target dies to Blade Surge, or was marked, we'll get into that in a second, its cooldown is refreshed.
That reminds me of Genji from Overwatch. He has the same thing.
Ability can now work wonders in and out of a minion wave. Use it to dodge attacks, dive opponents, and snag kills. On your mark, reset, go. Irelia's E, Flawless Duet, is one way to mark enemies.
Oh.
She sends out a blade and can recast it to send a second blade to another location.
Oh, interesting.
These blades will fly toward one another, damaging and stunning enemies caught in the crossfire.
I feel like you got to be pretty skillful with that one.
Champions and large monsters are marked for Blade Surge resets. If you don't recast the ability within a few seconds, the second blade will simply drop at Irelia's feet, triggering the damage and stun as normal.
Okay.
Flawless Duet lets you strike at all sorts of unexpected angles. Keep your patterns unpredictable to catch enemies off guard. Out-trade them with a stun and a double dash of Blade Surge.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
Irelia's ultimate is Vanguard's Edge.
Yes. This looks super cool.
Irelia throws her blades, which scatter upon hitting an enemy champion, damaging whatever they hit.
Okay.
As with Flawless Duet, the blades will also mark champions and large monsters.
It marks them. Okay.
As the blades scatter, they form a very sharp cage that lasts for a few seconds. The blade wall damages, slows, and disarms enemies cutting through it.
And disarms. Okay.
Disarmed is a sort of new debuff that prevents enemies from basic attacking. Here, Irelia's opponent makes a Graves mistake when he crosses the edge and quick draws a blank. Close, but no cigar.
Okay.
Very cool.
I'm warmed up.
Use your ultimate to carve up a fight, splitting off a carry and also setting up a wide selection of marked targets.
Oh yeah, that's such a
This
good
way you
ult.
separate the good Irelia players from the great ones. Use Vanguard's Edge for both the blade wall and the marks, unleashing your ultimate in order to maximize both damage and dashing.
Wow, she looks really fun to
Let's
play.
cut back to Irelia's W, Defiant Dance.
Yeah.
On first cast, Irelia begins to channel her will into her blades, using the ability to move or attack, but gaining significant damage reduction. And a stack of her passive, which we'll cover next. On second
the
cast,
passive.
Irelia lashes out, damaging enemies based on the length of the charge. The channel can't be interrupted by crowd control, so use it in the heat of battle to outdance the damage you can't dodge, and put the dance in avoidance. You can also charge it up
You gotta
to
be
secure
quick
the
on your
last hit
fingers
on
there.
your chosen enemy. Lastly, Irelia's passive is Ionian Fervor.
Okay.
Hitting enemies with spells grants Irelia stacks of Ionian Fervor for a few seconds. Hitting multiple champions with a single ability grants multiple stacks.
Okay.
And basic attacking extends its duration.
Oh.
Each stack adds bonus damage to her basic attacks. At max stacks, this bonus damage is increased against shields, and Irelia also gains attack speed.
Oh wow,
Once
that's
the
just
Blade
so
Dancer
good.
is running a high fervor, she can slice through shields like a hot
Yeah, I was gonna
knife
say,
through butter.
if you keep
Make
your
enemy
stacks
defenses
maxed.
Irelia event. Here, Irelia takes on the Titan of the Deaths. How does she do in this matchup? Give you a hint.
Like you just
Not
can do a
loss.
lot
And
of damage.
Irelia is most devastating when you're constantly blade surging. Keep enemies locked up with Flawless Duet while you flow freely from one step to the next, turning minions and marks into a sequence of Q resets.
Jeez, she's so
Opponents that
fast.
Can't keep up, won't make the cut.
I'm sure super good Irelia players are
I
insane.
get back.
When enemies try to trip you up, switch to a well-timed Defiant Dance to guard against their attacks, even when you're about to be stunned. Lead in with Vanguard's Edge, keeping enemies close as you whirl around the fight in a dance that will leave them dizzy and dead.
Cool.
GG, well played.
We are all creations of the spirit. Still, I must
She looks really
warn
fun to play, but not easy. But I always get that wrong.
Irelia Champion Spotlight. Leap to the links below for more information on the Bladedancer.
Now wait a minute, what's this remaking Irelia? Was she changed pretty recently?
Here's my dance.
All right, we're going to get into the skins later, but yeah, you guys let me know. I feel like I always get it wrong because, you know, all I get is this 4-minute, 5-minute trailer of me just like checking out what they look like and how they play. And obviously these are like kind of set up and everything when they make these trailers, but she looks like she's really fun to use, but she probably isn't the easiest character to use. She does look pretty difficult to, you know, like it seems like you got to do a lot of combos with her and things like that. And you can do a crap ton of damage and then like keeping your stacks all the way to 4 and things like that. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Let me know like how Irelia is in the meta. How good is she as a character? You know, things like that. Just let me know. All right, so we have seen the Awaken cinematic, but I did find a YouTube video that has only the Ionia scenes with, you know, Irelia and things like that. So we'll check this out just to check it out again now that we know a little bit more about her story as like a leader of Ionia against Noxus. Yeah, which is why this scene now makes more sense to me. I also love the song from the cinematic. Yeah, see, this is cool to see her fight against Noxus here. Oh, there's Scion. Still don't know anything about this guy, except that he's like been reborn or reanimated by Vladimir, I believe. Okay, and this is where I know Karma and some other people come to help. Now that there's Karma, Akali, okay. And I know with Karma, like she's like a religious like leader, non-violent religious leader, so it's like crazy to see her fighting. Of course, Yasuo. And then that's Vhagar, if I'm correct. Okay. So yeah. So you can clearly see like she's kind of reuniting or uniting, not reuniting. She's uniting, you know, all of Ionia against Noxus. Even like, you know, even though she really doesn't want to kill people, you know what I mean? She's doing it because she has to defend her land. So very cool. I love the Awaken cinematic. It's a very, very good one. All the freaking cinematics from the yearly League of Legends cinematics are really good, except for 2023. All right, next we have Irelia's login screen or champion theme. These are always exciting to get into. I don't know what hers is going to be. We have no idea. So let's just dive right in. I feel like it's going to be... you know what? I don't know. Let's just go. Ooh, I like the flute in the background. Or piccolo, I'm not quite sure. I love the animation. This is really cool. This is some relaxing music, to be honest. Like I would like this is like music to study to, music to just relax to. Yeah, this is like I'm gonna fall asleep reacting to this song. Hold on. I feel like it's gonna turn though because yeah, it's gonna pick up. Don't tell me Riot's about to be about to make another 10 out of 10 banger here. Of course they are. Dude, this is like, I feel like this is like, I don't know. It's so good. I can see this being like used in a lot of like, I don't know, like Japanese style games. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, now it's really going. The drums coming in, I love it. Why is it like... I need to make a playlist. You guys got a playlist out there for like all the League of Legends songs? Because these are so good every freaking time. Like, I need to just like put this on in the background when I'm just doing something at all times. It's so good. Do they have like the same people doing the music each time? Like there's a new character? They gotta be like, I don't know. Are they hiring like the same musicians? Or are they hiring like the same composer? Like I have all these questions about the Riot Music team because, you know what I mean? Like they knock it out of the ballpark every time, and to be that consistent, I feel like, is not an easy task. So that's why I'm wondering if they keep the same musicians, keep some of the same orchestra, you know what I mean? Like who's composing and writing this music? Honestly, the song fits her perfectly. It's like very graceful and triumphant. Yeah. It fits, honestly, it almost just fits Ionia. So like, okay, if we were to think of a song or music that fits the land and country of Ionia and Runeterra, like this is it. Honestly, I mean, I haven't listened to some other Ionian songs really, or champion themes. We got Yasuo and Yone's, but that's a little bit different. And I feel like it doesn't fit as much. But Irelia's champion theme, I think it fits Ionia just in general as a whole. I think it fits the whole Irelia aspect of her. It's very like triumphant, right? It starts off pretty graceful, which is also what Irelia represents with the dancing and everything. It's very graceful, like, right? With the blades twirling and things like that. And then it's also very triumphant. You know, like to show Ionia defending its country and their culture and everything from Noxus. Feels like it fits perfectly. I just need to know who the freaking composers and musicians are because they are freaking insane every time. I don't know. Again, if I get anything out of these reactions, I think it's that Riot Music is like insanely good. Even if you hate the game, I feel like you can't hate the music because the music is just really, really good. And you can separate the game from the music very easily, in my opinion. And yeah, it's great. You guys let me know what your thoughts are on Irelia's champion theme. I think it's another 10 out of 10 banger from Riot Music. All right, now we're getting into Irelia's skins, and holy crap, she has a lot for being like not that super old of a character. You know what I mean? Like I feel like some of the newer ones, like within the last 5 years or so, don't have this many. Irelia has a crap ton. So the original skin for her, I'm gonna give you guys my top 3 like I usually do. You guys let me know what your favorite skins are in the comments, of course. But the original looks freaking fantastic. I have no complaints about her original skin, but I feel like she's gonna have some insanely good skins. I can tell, you know? All right, we have Nightblade, which already looks freaking cool. It's a dark version of Irelia. This looks insane. I love the purple with the black. It actually, you know what it looks like? It reminds me of like a character from like Diablo or something. Probably because of like the spiky stuff here, and it just seems like Diablo type armor. It looks very cool. Ooh, Aviator Irelia. Okay, we did see a little bit of this one at the end of the Champion Spotlight trailer or gameplay. That was really good. This is a really good one as well. I don't know how we're gonna make this. We're gonna like narrow this down to top 3 because these are all really good so far. Let's just get through all of them and then I'll decide on my top 3 because I think these are gonna be so good. Okay, now we have Infiltrator. So this is giving me like futuristic Black Cat kind of vibes, maybe Catwoman a little bit because of like the mask. And then the hair, I don't know, it looks kind of like Diva too because of like this on the side. I don't know. These are so freaking good. How am I going to narrow this down? Okay, Frostblade. Frostblade's okay. This one's not my fave, actually. Yeah, Frostblade's just all right to me. Okay, let's keep going. Order of the Lotus. Now, this honestly probably works perfectly with Irelia. Like the Lotus Blossom event and everything obviously makes sense for Irelia's character. Let's keep it going. Divine Sword Irelia. Okay, guys, how do you even, any Irelia players in the comments, how do you guys even pick what skin you use? Because these are all insane. Like, what? How am I supposed to narrow this down? These Irelia skins are freaking insane, okay? Okay, the IG skin, we've seen these on some of the other champions. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. Pretty darn good. Let's keep going, I guess. Okay, project skin for her. Oh, why does this look really cool? Guys, I don't know what to do. Okay. Yeah, this one's good. It's actually not it's not my favorite project skin. It looks cool. I don't know. There's no in-game for it, so I can't tell. It might actually be really, really, really good, but let's keep moving. Okay, we have the Prestige Project version. So there's no visor and no hood. I think, okay, this is what between these two project skins, I like these colors more, right? These, I like the actual Irelia colors, but I like the no helmet, no visor better. So if they like did the no helmet, no visor, but with these purplish, pinkish colors, I think I'd like it more. All right, High Noon. Okay, so I'm not a big fan of the High Noon type skins that I've seen so far, but why does this one look really good? Why does this one actually look good? Like, let's look at the skin here. Yeah, it looks really good. What the heck? How is this even High Noon? It's not High Noon enough for me to dislike it, but this is a really good one. Sentinel, another good one. Like, how do you choose here? These skins are freaking so good. They went hard on the freaking Irelia skins. You guys tell me if I'm wrong and that these are just terrible or something, but I would disagree with you. These are all really good. Prestige Project 2022. I don't know why this one's in here twice. Maybe there's a little bit of a difference. I don't see a difference though. Mythmaker. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this is giving me like kind of Ari vibes, right? Because of the colors, you know, with the white hair and then the red blades. But it's honestly pretty good. Oh, whoa, look at it in game. Okay. Yeah, and then you can change the different colors. Okay, Mythmaker stands out to me. This one's top 3, 100%. Now let's try to decide on our top 3 really fast. You know what? I need a dark version of Irelia. I think we go Nightblade. We don't have an in-game version of it, unfortunately. But I like Mythmaker, Nightblade. Guys, how do I choose another one in the top 3? Divine Sword is so good. And then Sentinel. Those are my choices. There we go. I'm just doing it now before I even change my freaking mind because these are all honestly fantastic. You guys let me know. I think I've asked this before on a previous video, but is there a way when you choose a champion, because it's in other games, but you know, when there's a game that has so many skins for, you know, each character, you can turn on random, where it'll just put on one of your random skins because you own like 7 of the character's skins and you're like, I can't choose, because I hope that's in League of Legends, because I think I would be one of those people that would have a bunch of the really cool skins for a character and not know which one I want to use that day or whatever, or in that match. And I would definitely put random on because they're all really good as well. So yeah, just to recap, my favorite skins were Nightblade, Sentinel, and Mythmaker. I think Mythmaker being my favorite. The blades look so cool behind her here. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Her skins are really, honestly, 10 out of 10s overall. I don't think there's really a bad one. Honestly, I think Frostblade is probably my least favorite, and it's not even that bad. All right, so now we're on Irelia's character fandom page. I skimmed a little bit before I started recording, but a lot of this is just mostly repeat of the story and biography that we did already read. So I don't think I'm going to read any of it. It's a lot about her, you know, learning her dance, and, you know, grandma taught her, and then, you know, the Noxus invasion and all of that stuff about the peace of the First Lands and things like that. I didn't see anything new within this. So we're just going to move on to like the other appearance part and all of that stuff for Irelia. I say that though, but there's the bottom part here that says, though the war has long since ended, Ionia has been permanently changed by it. The First Lands are now divided, with rival factions fighting each other almost as bitterly as they did the Noxians. Many continue to look to Irelia for answers, but while others might welcome such power, Irelia remains uneasy with it. At heart, she still yearns only to dance alone. Which we did know this, but like, yeah, it confirms, you know, like Ionia is very much having like civil war right now, or not actually, like they're not at war, but there's a lot of like infighting within the factions of Ionia. So very interesting stuff there. All right, so let's get into appearance. Irelia is a slender, pale-skinned woman with long dark hair up to the hips and sea green eyes. Her robes are a mix of elegant robes and battle attire with a distinctive palette of red, pink, black, and silver. The most characteristic ornaments of her attire are the silver diadem on her head. She also has several silver blades that float around it. Personality. Irelia is a passionate, protective, and very fond of dance individual who dedicates herself to the protection of Ionia. Yep. Very much so, like defending her country. And then abilities. Spiritualist. Irelia has a deep connection to the spirit realm created through meditation. Okay, see, I did not know this. Through the meditation and spiritual practices, allowing her to sense the influences of the spirit realm and use its magic for several purposes. Irelia has nurtured that connection with the practice of the dancing arts of her people. Okay. Blade Silk Dance. Irelia has been trained in the traditional dances of her people. More than simple exercises of artistic expression, these dances connect the dancer to the spirit realm, allowing its power to flow through them. Telekinesis. By dancing, Irelia can levitate her crest blades through dancing to use them in combat. It's unknown if she levitates objects without dancing or levitate other objects besides her blades. Okay, so interesting. We've never seen her do anything else other than her blades, but I imagine, are the blades actually magical in any way? Because I would say my assumption would be she could definitely do it with other items, but maybe not. Maybe those blades and things are actually significant. All right, so relationships. This is also the very much important part of this reaction. We have Irelia the Bladedancer. So Irelia mentions and names her entire family whom were slaughtered during the Noxian invasion, this being her mother, father Leto, Oma, which is grandmother, and her siblings Zelos, Kai, On, and Ru. Kai is a common Navorian name with many variants. So Irelia's deceased brother Kai is not the same Kai living within Varys. Okay, so a different Kai. It's spelled differently as well. So then we have Swain. Irelia cut off Swain's arm, which resulted in him contacting and taming a demon of secrets named Raum, and then become the Grand General of Noxus. For such reason, he is somewhat grateful for her action. I could see that. I could see how he would be. I mean, obviously the guy probably didn't want his arm cut off, but at the same time, he's become more powerful because of it. So maybe he is. But you know Swain still wants to freaking invade Ionia. Okay, Riven. Irelia was heavily antagonistic towards Riven due to her past actions during the Noxian invasion, but grew to respect her during their time together as Sentinels of Light. Oh, very cool. I don't think I knew any of that. Or it may have been very briefly mentioned when we did our Riven reaction. Okay, so Ionian. The Ionian resistance led by Irelia in the war was later sprung into different groups with different ideologies, including the Navori Brotherhood and the Navori Militia. The Brotherhood in particular became more aggressive when she wasn't the hardcore leader they needed and has tried to kill her multiple times. Oh, they want her to be... This is what they want. So the Navori Brotherhood are probably like those people that want to be like up at arms and fight back Noxus and like invade Noxus or something, right? They want to go to war with Noxus or be more aggressive. And she wants to be like a peaceful leader, right? I can see why people... But why do you want to kill her? You don't need to kill her. Just like... I don't know. You can disagree with somebody, but you don't got to kill them. I don't know. Okay. Sona. Okay, Sona, the only thing I know about Sona, guys, is she's like a DJ or something, right? She does music stuff. Sona's in-game voice line suggests she and Irelia met at some point when she returned to Ionia. Okay, we know nothing about Sona. We'll react to Sona at some point. That may be way down the line. She hasn't really been like a recommendation, and I think Sona might be newer. I don't know. Second, Noxian invasion. Irelia dislikes those with more pacifist attitudes like Karma and Ivern. Oh, okay. Or those who do not protect their homeland like the Kinku Order, since her belief it would only lead to the fall of Ionia. She may also be willing to side with Ionian extremists like Zed, his order, and even the Navori Brotherhood if necessary, despite not approving their method. Okay, so she is somewhat aggressive. She doesn't like how pacifist Karma and Ivern are. The only thing I'm learning about Karma is that she's very passive. She's like a non-violent religious leader, although she did actually help fight the first invasion, right? In the second Noxian invasion of Ionia, Irelia leads a resistance force to counter the invasion efforts. Irelia's call for help to defend a seaside village from the Noxian army, including Scion, this is the Awaken Cinematic, okay, was met by Akali, Karma, Kennen, oh, it was Kennen, it wasn't Vhagar, okay, and Yasuo, whose arrival turned the tide of the battle. As told in Legends of Runeterra, her resistance force include peasants of Ionia, musicians, and dancers. Among those, Irelia appears to have the most intimate relationship with Lyanna. Interesting. And then Irelia, the Will of the Blades. When Noxus invaded Ionia, it was Soraka who saved Irelia from the brink of death. As a result, Irelia awakened her ability to control her father, Master Leto's blade. Huh? What is this? I'm confused by this Irelia, the Will of the Blades. This came out of like nowhere. So Soraka, which we know nothing about, saved Irelia from the brink of death, and then it also awakened the ability for her to control her father's blades. I don't know anything about that. You guys let me know what that little last trivia part there is, or that little info tidbit is there. All right, let's see the trivia part here at the bottom. So why is there Irelia the Bladedancer, and then why is there Irelia the Will of Blades? There's two different Irelias here. I don't know what the deal is with that. Okay, so Irelia the Bladedancer. The blades that she wields comes from a prized emblem of her household that was smashed by Noxian soldiers. Now, after all the events of the war and everything she's done, it is also the symbol for an Ionia that will not bow. It's become her medal, /mantle of decorum, but is also her weapon. Irelia is 24 years old. That's pretty young. Young Irelia was just 14 years old when a Noxian war host led by none other than General Swain successfully attacked and captured the Placidium of Navori. Swain intended to use the captive villagers to lure Ionian reinforcements into his laid out ambush, yet Irelia broke free and counterattacked, killing Swain's veterans and dignitaries as well as severing his left arm, scoring against overwhelming odds a strategic victory that ultimately turned the tide against Noxian invaders. Right. Irelia's favorite soup is pickled lotus. How in the world does anybody know that her favorite soup is pickled lotus? It's got to be in one of the stories. Okay, and then Irelia, the Will of the Blades, which I don't know the difference between the Will of the Blades and the Bladedancer, but it says Rick Lessa Bandon Maher once described Irelia as a lich and her blade as her phylactery. According to this, Soraka bound Irelia's soul to her blade, meaning Irelia would die for good if her blades were destroyed. What is going on? Okay. The art of Hitten was a blade style developed by the famed swordsman Master Leto. His art was a highly guarded secret, but it was said that swords would breathe in his grasp. When Master Leto died, his daughter inherited the Hitten style. Irelia has since taken the art form to new heights as she is capable of telekinetically commanding multiple blades. So this is like a different alternate universe. Is that what's going on here? Irelia wore a mantle of decorum on her back, which is the highest decoration an Ionian can receive. Karma also has one. Is this like a different universe? What's going on with that? Okay, yeah, other than, we learned a little bit more about, the Noxian invasions and just a little bit more about Irelia's standing and, her relationship with some of these other people. But I would say she's very much Ionian. She hasn't been anywhere else, clearly. She's only 24 years old, and she's like a leader of the Noxian resistance against Noxus. And I mean, you guys let me know. I feel like they are definitely setting up another Noxus invasion at some point. I don't see Ionia. I almost said Irelia. I don't see Ionia invading Noxus. I don't see it going that way, but there's definitely, this tension between, or maybe they're saving it for the MMO that's going to come out in whatever freaking 2030 or something. But it definitely seems like Noxus and Ionia are going to be very much at odds and at war for a very long time. I don't see peace coming anytime soon. We need some major event to happen for there to even be peace. But yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with this whole... this is probably the most interesting part to me, is the war between Noxus and Ionia. And I'm glad that we reacted to Irelia because she's very much a prominent figure in this war between the two, the two countries or places or whatever. So very interesting stuff. All right, let's check out Irelia's reveal in Legends of Runeterra next.
Not to forget, but to remember. Every blade, every beat in its place.
Okay, I want to pause. I want to see what her card does. So she's 3 mana, 3/2. Quick attack. When I'm summoned or round start, if you have the attack token, create a flawless duet in hand. She levels up when 12 plus allies have attacked. Oh, wow, that's a lot. New keyword, Blade Dance. So here's Flawless Duet. It says Blade Dance 2. Start a free attack with that many summoned blades. So Blade Dance 2.
Step, strike, left foot strike, right foot strike, turn.
Oh, wow. Okay, it puts out like 2/1/1s.
Mind your form.
As blades. Huh. Oh, that's kind of a cool card.
Battle stances! Follow my lead!
Yo, she is very much a leader. Holy crap. Like, she is like taking on the leadership position.
Noxus rise.
Even though she doesn't truly want it, but
will it fall?
all the cards for Irelia are really pretty too. Vanguard's Edge. Pick an ally to attack with the blades.
Navori, formations.
Ooh. It's kind of cool that it puts out 1/1s as like defenders. That's really good.
Dance to the drums of war, and all our hearts beat as one.
Oh, I love that skin. Okay, she leveled up. Cool animation.
Show him no weakness.
Dang. What is that? Oh, is that Sejuani? That is, isn't it?
Still stands.
Blade Surge. Stay sharp. She's a tricky one. Swap Irelia with an ally. Ooh, that's cool.
You will never quell our spirit.
That's a cool thing to have in...
Our ancestors are safe once more.
That's a cool card to have in Runeterra, in Legends of Runeterra. She got that extra 4 damage in because of the swap there at the end. That's really cool. Man, I'm just digging all the Irelia art. I mean, I got nothing else to say other than like all the Ionia stuff. I've mentioned this before in previous videos. All the Irelia art, all the Ionia artwork is all just really beautiful and pretty, and like I really love. I think Ionia is one of my faves in terms of like just the artwork and like the culture. It seems like is really cool, and just all the style of Ionia seems really awesome. All right, let's keep going on with the reaction. All right, everybody, I'm switching myself to the other side because we're doing the Legends of Runeterra interactions for Irelia. This is uploaded by Skin Spotlights, so let's get into it.
My heart weeps for every fallen ally.
Azir.
A leader must see victory beyond each loss.
Ooh, that is very interesting to see. Yeah, because Azir's also a leader of Shurima, and like these are two leaders discussing loss, I guess.
Shurima's legacy will endure.
We Ionians always remember those who came before us.
My heart races.
Blossoming
What if
Blade.
I falter?
If you fall, I will always catch you.
Our enemies approach. My hands are shaking.
Then hold on to mine. We'll face them together.
Oh wow, she's a very good leader. Like, man, why are people why are the Navori Brotherhood? I don't understand. Like, she seems like a super good leader to me.
I wish I could give you silks, but I must give you steel.
Stay by my side. I cannot ask for more. What terrors must we face out here?
Okay,
Whatever
Blossoming Blade, she seems so nervous.
They are, we face them together, little Blossom.
Mine
Darius.
is the hand of Noxus.
Uh-oh.
A good reason to cut it free.
Ooh.
We'll bring peace to Ionia, whatever the cost.
Uh-huh.
So many lost. My heart aches.
Where there is life, there is hope.
I'm interested
We
in
will try
Karma
to
a little
keep
bit.
hope in our hearts, enlightened one.
Just because she's very much related to Ionia and like Peace and Irelia and whatnot, so.
The enemy approaches the painted shores.
Play
Good
the song of the
musicians.
fallen, so they might witness our fight.
I know her army consists
The
of
enemy
musicians.
has reached the soaring hills.
Let them come. Our blades will greet them.
Okay, that's such a funny line. Let them come, because there's a Transformers trailer that came out recently where Optimus Prime says the same thing.
Sorrow weighs upon you, but death could bring you
Masses.
peace.
Not yet, Curator. I am far from done.
Huh,
Two
interesting.
worlds, one balance.
How can the balance allow this slaughter?
Ooh,
The balance requires a watchful
good
eye.
question, Irelia.
Ionia needs brave hearts and able hands, too.
Blessings of water and shade to you.
In times like these, I'll take all the help we can get.
Mm-hmm.
Generations tended this land. I cannot leave.
We must retreat for now, but I promise we'll return.
So she's so stoic and like she's very confident, and she's exactly who I think Ionia needed as a leader. You know what I mean?
Spade or scythe, shovel or spear, we will fight.
Your courage runs deep as the willow's roots.
Yeah, she's a very like courageous
Would I
leader.
lie?
Oh,
Only while I let you draw breath.
that "Would I lie" line from LeBlanc was really good.
By my hand will Noxus rise.
Ooh, Swain, here
And
we go.
by our blades will it fall.
There you go, Irelia.
Loyalty through conquest.
We will never bow to tyrants like you.
There you go.
For conquest!
I love that.
empire!
Monstrosity.
The Leviathan.
in sight!
Leave these shores.
It's a giant ship,
Join
huh?
us, Prince Jarvan.
Oh.
Dance by our side.
Jarvan the Fourth.
I was born with 2 left feet. It's a light shield thing.
What?
My family. Have you seen
Oh,
them?
Kindred.
Drifting between innocence and consequence.
Oh my god, yo, the amount of interactions that she has, this is really cool. Like, I feel like she has a good mixture of people that she's interacting with. Kindred coming out of nowhere is just like, that's shocking. And she's asking about her family because they're all dead. That's so cool. Well, not cool that they're dead, but you know what I mean. It's cool that she's interacting with Kindred.
Come face me, deceiver.
Patience, dear. Only fools rush in.
I love
The only
LeBlanc too.
honest Noxian is a dead Noxian.
Ooh,
Now you're getting it.
Shoulders
cool.
set, blades sharpened, plant that lead foot.
Ribbon Dancer.
Don't worry. I've danced this 100 times.
Okay, so she has other dancers in the army.
Noxians on our shores.
Bring these lands to their knees.
Speaker, you've joined us in dangerous
Voice of the
times.
Risen.
This too is a story we must remember.
As a child, I watched you dance at the Placidium every
Zanea
spring.
Steel
It was your
Crescendo.
bravery that brought me to the fight.
Oh, so that was one of the people from Placidium. Okay. So when she was, 14 years old at the Placidium.
Have
Interesting.
my orders.
Are you prepared to die for them, Noxian?
The party has
Oh no, not Draven.
I suppose I prefer a clown to a butcher.
Okay, Irelia doesn't have like really good jokes, but I feel like that was a good joke. She's more like, you know, she's more serious and stuff, but that was a good joke. Come on.
Ionia speaks through me.
Man, she's got a lot of
And
voice
tell
lines.
me
I love
when
this.
bloody fight will end.
Pledge yourself to the shadows.
Noxian.
No, okay, so I want to know what's the deal with like Zed and Shen. I guess I would need to react to them, but I'm wondering like what's the deal with Zed and Shen and them during all of this Noxus invasion stuff? They don't seem like they're very helpful.
Tyranny has already forged our bond.
For the
maybe.
Empire.
Okay.
So young, already so wicked.
Ooh, yeah.
Remember the objectives.
Murder the innocent and destroy their homes?
Wow, she's calling them out because that's straight up what Noxus is doing. At the end of the day, they're just murdering innocent Ionian people.
Take their land. Bury them in it.
This land
Who
knows
is this Minotaur guy? Auroch Glinthorn. What in the world?
its own. You will not have it.
Empire. Battle by battle.
Resistance, day by day.
Do we have a Minotaur in League as a champion?
Noxus will pay for what they did to your people.
Yes, Demacian Prince. We will see to that.
Okay, so I'm liking that she's even talking to Jarvan the Fourth, the leader, you know, of Demacia, and just like she's like trying to get them to be allies, which I think will be. There's gonna be like a world war in freaking Runeterra at some point. I feel like it's building because like Noxus is making enemies with Demacia, and Noxus is making enemies with Ionia. So you would think there would be some major alliance between Demacia and Ionia at some point.
How long can they resist
And
while
Noxus is right in the middle.
their cities crumble?
You will never quell our spirits.
Good
Let
stuff.
them find hope in the rubble.
You dare defile these sacred lands. No mercy for those
Zero.
who desecrate our home.
They will find our lands do not take well to intruders.
Ooh, that's cool.
War is an instrument that can make or destroy its leaders.
Instruments create beauty. War ends it. A true leader marches
Man, she's
beside
got a
her
lot of
people.
voice lines. I love this.
Honorable, so naive.
I love LeBlanc's response there. I have to say it.
What shall we play for your dance?
Play us an anthem of Navori, or the verses you remember. What have they done to those poor
Armored
creatures?
Tusk Rider.
Noxians corrupt all they touch. Slither out from your machines,
City
Noxian
Breaker.
cowards. Oma, wherever you are, look away.
Oh, Grandma.
You attack us with our own land?
Huh.
Machines of death have no place here.
Wow, there's a lot of like Noxus, just like war machines and cards and like that. That's crazy.
The flowing plains desecrated by your engines. We'll dance again. Not you.
Oh, ally
I'll
dying.
always catch you.
Oh no.
Songs linger on the wind. The final dirge. So young. How many more?
Yeah.
Your sacrifice
It
mattered.
definitely hurts Irelia to have her people
Rest on
die.
your
Like,
soil.
I mean, that's why she's doing this.
Another hand severed.
Enemy dying. Okay.
The mighty fall. Words couldn't match steel. Stay silent. Can't cheat death.
Ooh, I like
Found
that
the
one
real
against
one.
LeBlanc. Found the real
Death's
one.
an ugly truth.
Like that.
Irredeemable. Your past
Oh.
caught up.
Oh.
Leave the corpse to his birds.
Oh, to
A
his
meager
birds.
penance. They've missed their beat.
Enemy idol.
Hurry!
Player idol.
They await our signal. Step, strike, left foot strike, right foot strike, turn. Gather the fallen. We will
Defeat.
honor their sacrifice. This will not be our end.
You know,
While
I'm
I
honestly
still draw
surprised
breath,
by these
this
voice
is
lines.
not over. Invaders leave this
I'll get to
place
it in a minute.
and never return. Our home, our ancestors are safe once more.
Okay, that's it. Okay, so yeah, we had just a good like, oh my gosh, that was 7 minutes worth of voice lines just from Legends of Runeterra. So I'm excited to see what we get in actual League of Legends. But guys, that was incredible. Honestly, she had a lot of interactions with mostly Noxus people, but you know, some Irelia people as well, like Karma, and then like her little, you know, her soldiers, like the musician and the other little blade dancers and things like that. But wow, like this solidifies to me that she is the leader that Ionia needs. She seems really determined, courageous, brave. She seems like a good talker and like rallying the troops and rallying her army and things like that. She's very set on trash talking back to the Noxians that are trash talking her and her land. And she had the one funny line against Draven that I thought was really good. You know, rather be a clown than a butcher. But yeah, I didn't expect her to be funny, but that's why that one caught me off guard. It was pretty funny. These voice lines tell me that she is a really good leader. They show that to me, I think she's the right person to be leading the charge against Noxus and just defending the land and whatnot. I think Riot went really all out on Irelia's voice lines and interactions here with Irelia. I think, you know, there's a lot of lore we're learning kind of with these voice lines, in the fact that like we get to see, you know, Irelia and Ionia's standpoint when it comes to defending their country. And then we also really see Noxus and like how even there was that young Imperial, what was it, like bomber person that she was talking to that was like told to come destroy homes and things like that in Ionia. And yeah, she just sees how like they're even corrupting the young. Like Noxus is corrupting the young and making soldiers young. And then a lot of the Noxus cards were all just war cards. It's like clearly Noxus wants to just be at war and dominate and take over other lands and things like that. So she was very stoic, I think, in how she presented herself and how she, you know, discussed or interacted with the other characters or champions. And I think, yeah, it just shows me that Irelia is a really good leader. And I do like that there was a little bit of interactions there with Jarvan the Fourth and Demacia. So I don't know if there's any hinting there, like I mentioned, of like possibly there being an alliance between the two. I guess like what's the case with Ionia and Demacia right now? They're probably neutral. I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like they don't really care about each other. Or maybe, you know, Demacia being Demacia doesn't like Ionia that much because there's a lot of magic involved or mages or something, because Demacia is very anti-magic. So I don't know what their case is there. But again, I think a big event that they could do, in my opinion, Riot that is either in the MMO, like they could flesh out the whole Demacia, Ionia, Noxus thing, and like Noxus being at war with Ionia and things like that. And I don't know, I really do think in the future, Demacia and Ionia should be teaming up against Noxus, because they both, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of deal. They both don't like Noxus. At least I'm pretty positive on that anyways. And Noxus doesn't like Demacia or Ionia. So yeah, it just makes sense to me that maybe in the near future, Demacia and Ionia should be teaming up against Noxus at some point. And not like taking over Noxus or anything, but just like setting them in their place. But I don't know, Noxus has some crazy powerful people. You got Swain, Darius, Draven, you know, LeBlanc, Vladimir, you got Scion. You know what I mean? Like there's very powerful people in all of the lands, of course, but Noxus has some scary people. Noxus definitely has some really scary people. In my opinion, probably being, I don't know, I guess Vladimir, LeBlanc, and Swain being the scariest of the bunch. But anywho, you guys let me know your thoughts on the Legends of Runeterra voice lines for Irelia. We're going to get into the League of Legends ones now. All right, everybody, we have Irelia's special interactions. This video is uploaded by Skin Spotlights, and it's about 12 minutes, so let's get into it.
Somewhere, a forest is missing its idiot.
Whoa. Irelia coming in hot. Okay. All right.
Stop your flirting, Ninetails. It's time to take up arms.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
I admire your spirit.
Akali, okay.
Your attitude, not so much.
Irelia is really being like the mom of these other Ionians, I feel like right now.
In Ionia, we have over 200 species of talking dragon. Sorry, not impressed.
Oh, you can't say that to Aurelian's soul. You can't say that.
Ugh.
Bard.
Your songs are impossible to dance to.
Okay, we got a lot of interactions here with like random people. I'm loving that.
We don't need legends to save us. We do our own fighting.
Yeah, I really like that we're getting like a lot of other interactions with other people.
Technique.
This is cool.
I miss your old hair though. Why'd you change it?
Wait. Okay, wait. What was her hair before? I literally can't think of it right now off the top of my head. Darren?
Ugh, your twirling technique is atrocious.
Of course she's going to criticize other people's technique for sure.
That's me if I was you.
That's me if I was you. I love that. Yo, that's so, dude. Everybody makes fun of Garen so well. It's so good. It's literally so good.
You dance to your own rhythm, but the
Ionian
land
loners.
is beating the drums of war.
Yi and Lee.
Humans, Vestians, we are all Ionians, facing a common threat.
That's true. Yeah, there you go. Ionian
Where did
villains.
you go wrong? Is there anything redeemable in you?
Not in
It's
Jin.
time to find out.
No, definitely not in Jin. Janna?
I'm about to cut your wind! Wait, not like that. I meant my blades are going to... Never mind.
Wait, was that a fart joke?
Your
Karma?
peace leads to nothing but extermination.
Yeah, so basically not fighting back, right?
You claim to speak for the spirit, as if it doesn't move my blades.
Wow, that's pretty powerful, I feel like.
Keep
Kennen and
your
Shen.
balance. Ours is the only side that matters.
Wow, okay. All right,
Soon
Noxian.
they will grieve in your village.
Dang, yo, that's a... Yeah.
Your dances are good, but they lack a certain soul.
Interesting. I don't know very much about Oriana. I know, obviously, she looks like a robot. Or
You want
something.
redemption? Join me and kill your masters.
That's true, yeah. I could see Riven joining that side.
To lose everything, so you know why I must fight.
I don't know that reference there because we haven't done Rise's lore yet.
Lobbing poison from your ship doesn't make you a genius. It makes you a coward.
I like these interactions. They're so good.
Really? Flying blades? Get your own thing, sister.
That's great.
Make
Skarner?
yourself useful. Return your crystals to the earth.
Uh-oh, Swain.
Did you want to lose the other one too?
Oh, that's so good. I knew it was coming too.
For a brilliant tactician, you sure pick unwinnable fights.
Dang. Yo, oh my god, she's got some good... They're not even comebacks. She's just got good insults.
Were you the one who brought the ravens? Because I think they just got caught in my blades. Once
Shinzao?
an Ionian, always an Ionian. You'll never be one of them.
What are they referencing here for Shinzao? You guys let me know. I don't know anything about his lore. Taunt response. Okay.
Everyone has something clever to say. Until the blades find their throat.
Dude, she's more ruthless in these voice lines than I thought.
If you run, you won't see me stab you.
Contrary to what you've heard, I have a great sense of humor.
Literally, before this, we were reacting to the Legends of Runeterra ones. And I was like, she's not that funny. She only had like the one funny line about Draven. But okay, that was actually kind of funny.
Bury them in Noxus. This ground will not have them.
Dang, dude, that's a savage line. That is such a savage line if you guys actually think about it. They're not going to bury their dead here in Ionia. They won't do that. You take their bodies back to Noxus.
Grace bends where strength breaks.
I like that one.
That's for my Oma.
Okay, yeah, Grandma.
One less tyrant. Killing you won't bring them back. But it still felt good.
Dude, okay, these Irelia voice lines are kind of going way better than the Legends of Runeterra ones. I feel like the Legends of Runeterra ones are good. These are 10 out of 10. Holy crap. What's going on? Killer assist and a gank. Okay.
A successful ambush.
That's cool that the game recognizes when you
Leave them
helping out with an
as a
assist
warning to others.
for your voice lines. That's cool.
A fool forgets to watch his flank.
Yeah, that's really awesome that the game is able to recognize that.
Hope they learned their lesson.
The little chuckle there.
Always mind your footing.
I like that one always.
I dance on your grave.
This is kill any champion, okay?
It's always the blade you don't see coming. And back to center.
She's so nonchalant after her kill.
Okay, I'm warmed up.
Oh, that's such a good one. I love that.
Perfection of form. Do try to keep pace.
Yeah, Irelia is savage in these interactions. Holy crap.
They made their choice.
Like, she's honestly going pretty hard.
I know they'll be back.
Okay, this is using ward. Okay. We haven't seen these kind of
Never
interactions in a
again.
while. A lot of the characters I've been reacting to lately hasn't had this many voice
we'll be
lines.
waiting for them.
And this is definitely why you guys recommended Irelia, because she has tons of voice lines. A lot of you were saying, like, Irelia's voice lines are great. So I'm glad you guys recommended her.
Stay watchful. Stay prepared.
Yeah,
Always expect them.
true. You know what I'm wondering, actually, off the top of my head right now? Does Ionia have any, like, spies in Noxus? I feel like you never hear of an Ionian outside of Ionia. I guess you got Yasuo going to Bilgewater and Ahri and stuff. But other than that, you know what I mean?
My
don't know.
guard is never down.
They need to know some info about Noxus. They need spies
Look
over there.
sharp. The eyes are the first line of defense.
That's my point exactly. Okay, so this is buying the BF sword.
A sword with a grip. How quaint. Throw it
Right.
in with the others. Let's see if it flies.
That's funny.
Doesn't fly, but it cuts nonetheless.
Yeah.
Land, name, and nation.
Trinity
Long
Force.
may they live.
Now, I don't know a lot of these items, but we'll just go with
Give
what we see
all,
here.
and the spirit gives back.
I do know some of the ones from TFT, but that's
The
about it.
blades are honed. Let us test their edges. Now watch the bastards fall.
Yeah, what is this? So the Trinity Force just looks like 3 swords to me. I don't know.
Such a sordid weapon.
Oh, the Blade of the Ruin
But
King.
effective.
I don't care who made it, so long as it kills invaders.
That's the right mindset. There you go.
Steals their life like they stole our land.
Dude,
I
I
like it.
Yeah, oh my god. Holy crap. I love her voice lines. She's so, I don't know. She's such a like a determined leader after what happened to her as a child.
Gives life as it takes it. Much like the spirit.
Woe to all who would harm us now.
Titanic Hydra. Okay.
A beast of a blade for beastly foes.
Who uses the Titanic Hydra?
The
What's
ultimate in homeland protection.
Yeah, what's this item here? I don't know anything about it. Okay, this is
Yes.
ally pinging
Catch
for a
them
gank.
unaware.
Oh wow, that's really interesting that she responds to that.
Of course. I'll set the trap.
Oh, that's so cool. I wish every character had this kind of setup for their characters. Obviously, I know like a lot of the older ones, they're reworking them, right? Or like Varus just had his voice lines updated, but yeah, it does suck that like a lot of the characters, the older ones, don't have this integrated with them, do they?
I'll draw them in. You take their flank.
Okay.
Right. Hit them from 2 sides.
Yeah, it's just really cool that she's able to like respond to pings.
Brilliant. They'll never see it
I
coming.
think that's so cool.
Give
Rally
me
team
your
and team
all.
fight.
I swear it will not be wasted.
The voice actor's doing a good job too.
I do not want your praise. Just your sweat and your blood.
Sweat and blood, okay.
Hold your ground.
I mean, that can also.
Shall we fight back?
Okay.
I will cut a path.
I can't even see Irelia
I will not
through
let
all
them
this.
harm you.
How do you guys play this game?
Take out their necks. The heads will follow.
Dang. Okay.
Freedom is yours. Take it.
I like that. That's like a good charge in line,
Press on. We can quit when we're dead.
which is what makes sense. You know, I didn't even think about it until just now, but like this makes sense that she has voice lines rallying the team in a team fight because she very much so is that kind of person for Ionia.
Cast off your shackles.
I like that too.
To the last.
Yeah, she's very much so the leader. Like
Let
you,
me take the lead.
I mean, yeah. Even
We
though
do
she doesn't
not
want
die
to,
This day.
or like she was basically forced to.
Dig in. This is where we make our stand.
Oh, these are so good, man.
Stand strong. Nothing can break us.
This just makes me, bad as I want to say this makes me want to see like more of, you know, the Noxus Ionia war, because I think Irelia would kill it. But although, I don't know, Noxus is kind of scary. I don't know. Irelia, I think, would just be like, if there's a third Noxus Ionia war, I don't know. Irelia would kill it, straight up.
Remember why we fight!
Dude, listen to her. Holy.
Make them remember, so they do not return.
Oh, that's a good one.
For the bones of our fathers and the temples of our gods.
Interesting, okay.
Keep your form. Move as one.
She's so motivational. I need somebody like that in my life.
Sacrifice will not be in vain.
Survive a team fight, okay. Oh, now we're going to get the other side.
Survive, and now I must earn it.
Yeah, now we're getting like her after battle, essentially, voice lines.
You will be avenged, brave ones.
Oh, the Avenger line. I love it.
And now, I dance alone.
That's just sad.
I will light their lanterns. They will see victory.
Respawn?
My form was off. Can't let them see.
Yes.
The spirit revives me. I will not disappoint.
I love her blade animations behind her.
It appears my dance continues.
And she's respawning.
This is far from over. We have not yet begun to fight.
Dude, she's still in the fight, no matter what, man.
Ugh. Need to get my rhythm back.
Get your rhythm back.
Father, Mother,
Oh.
Zelos, Oma, Own,
Oh.
Kai, Little Rue. None of them ever had a chance.
Well, that's sad. Yeah.
I did not light my Oma's lantern. I don't want her to see this slaughter.
Yeah, this is okay, so that voice line is very much in line with like how in the story it basically mentions like she really doesn't want to have to kill all these people, but like there's other people in Ionia that are sending assassins after her to get rid of her as general, and like, you know, she didn't want to have to slaughter all the Noxians, but like they invaded Ionia. What else is she supposed to do, you know?
You do not know burden until you've seen 1,000 people hanging on your every word.
Wow. That is the way she delivered that line too. The delivery on that was very like somber and like sad almost, but it like felt real, you know?
I have but one life to give for Ionia. I must make it count.
Oh god, it's so good. Whoever
They
wrote
await
these.
my words. What should I tell them?
Whoever wrote these, man. These voice lines are so good.
We stand on the bones of the ones who came before us. For them, we fight.
Oh, come on. Like, that's so good.
We will live on. Either in victory or in the scars we leave on them.
Dang. Yeah, leave them with scars, dude.
Let them come. This land will be their graveyard.
First move, aviator
Ready for
skin.
takeoff.
Okay. Ooh, we get to see the aviator skin. Ooh, I like it. Infiltrator
Checkpoint
skin.
breached.
Okay. Crossblade.
They're ice blades. Don't stick your tongue to them.
Okay, that's a funny one.
I just love the way blood pools on ice.
Order of the Lotus.
Pure, so lethal.
I'm glad we're getting these lines too.
All things wilt in time.
Nice. Yeah, it's always nice when we get these extra voice
I
lines.
bloom again and again.
Ooh, that looks really good in game. Is that it? That's it. All right, we're just going to roll it back a little bit here. So, guys, yeah, thank you again for recommending Irelia as a reaction, because you guys mostly mentioned she has really good voice lines, and holy crap, I agree. She has, for being 5 years old, she has like a lot of interactions with a lot of people. It's Ionians, Noxians, you know, she had Aurelian Soul and Bard and Kindred voice lines in the Legends of Runeterra one. So it's very cool that she had a lot of interactions with a lot of different characters. And to me, that appeals to me the most, because we get a lot of lore when we get these kinds of voice lines, right? We get to see, you know, how two characters interact with each other. And to me, that's like the kind of the best stuff. I really love seeing that kind of stuff in these reactions, because that's what you guys like to see, and that's what I like, and that's what I enjoy just reacting to and seeing for the first time, especially when, you know, somebody's throwing out some heat or some insults at the other person. I think it's so great. And honestly, with these voice lines, and for the special interactions here compared to the Legend of Runeterra voice lines, she was definitely throwing out some freaking heat, some insults at these other characters, 100%. Like even this one with Yasuo, she literally says you dance to your own rhythm and it's not very good. You know what I mean? Like she's throwing out heat at Karma. Even she's throwing out heat at her own people that she thinks need to be better because they need to be defending Ionia better, right? They need to be defending Ionia like she is. And then, oh my god, the freaking voice line with Aurelian Soul, insane. She can't be saying that. You cannot say that to that guy because he's gonna kill you in like 2 seconds if he really wanted to, right? So anyways, it's very cool to see that she had a lot of interactions with characters in the special interactions here, and also in the Legends of Runeterra voice lines. I did like these better than the Legends of Runeterra ones because I do think the Legends of Runeterra ones were much more on the like, you know, the leader Irelia, kind of stern Irelia voice lines like that. And then in the special interactions here, we had a little bit more, she was a little bit more like playful, I guess you could say. She, you know, she was actually insulting the other characters. And in the Legends of Runeterra one, there were no insults, and we do love the insults. They're really funny. And then there's even the joke about her, you know, being not funny. Yeah, her joke response here with any character saying, contrary to what you've heard, I have a great sense of humor. I don't know. I literally said when we were acting earlier, like, she doesn't seem all that funny. She doesn't have any funny voice lines. But when we got over here to the special interactions and she started insulting the champions, like Swain, of course, saying you want to lose the other arm, like, then she became definitely super funny to me. And I don't know if there was like an idea amongst the League of Legends community that she wasn't a funny character or anything. And I don't know, like, if that's where this voice line came from or something. But yeah, she ended up redeeming herself, in my opinion, with these special interactions. And then moving on to like the rally team and team fight, and then the surviving a team fight voice lines, I thought these all fit her perfectly. She felt very much like a leader of an army. She felt very much like, okay, so like, I mean, take your professional League of Legends team. She definitely felt like the captain of the team, you know, designating people where they should be going and things like that. She definitely fulfilled that leadership role, and I think she fulfills it very, very well, even though I keep saying this, but like, even though it's been against her, like, it wasn't her choice, because, you know, she was molded into this person, into this leadership role because of her upbringing and because of Noxus invading and everything like that, right? That wasn't the life she probably wanted to live or thought she was going to live when she was a kid, but, you know, it very much molded her into this leader type character. Let's just talk about Irelia as a whole. I really enjoyed her story and her biography. I thought they were very interesting. They were very short and sweet. They weren't super long or anything like that, but I thought they were very well written. And like I said, when we were reading her biography, I was like, yeah, this is how like an origin story begins. This is how somebody that becomes like somebody that comes and gets revenge on the enemy begins. Because essentially, right, they kill her family in front of her. Like, that's obviously, it's kind of cliche, but like, it was very well written. And, you know, in the League of Legends world, with it happening in Ionia and with the whole Noxus invading Ionia. And I thought it was really well done. You guys let me know what you think about those things. And then I'm glad we did get a few actual cinematics with her in them, especially with the Awaken one. I love the song. I love that cinematic. It's always really cool to see the champion we're reacting to into those, like, you know, those cinematics for the season and everything for the year, because those cinematics, in my opinion, are usually the best cinematics for League of Legends. And of course, the champion theme was another 10 out of 10 in my honest opinion, because Riot Music kills it. They knock it out of the ballpark every single time. So you guys let me know your thoughts on all of Irelia and my reaction to Irelia. I really did. Ionia is honestly one of my favorite locations in all of Runeterra. I did just do a poll recently asking you guys what your favorite region of Runeterra is. I really actually want to know what it is. You guys let me know in the comments on that one. Just let me know your guys' overall thoughts on Irelia, you know, just her character design, how she plays in the game, her gameplay, all of that stuff, her theme, her overall story, and everything like that. And let me know if there's anything that I didn't know about, like the whole Noxus Ionia war. It seems like it's obviously still somewhat going on. There's definitely still tension there. There's definitely not peace. But I think as of right now, there's no technical war going on between the two. But in my opinion, it does definitely seem like Noxus is going to invade Ionia again in the future. And Irelia will be there at the forefront to defend Ionia. All right, that's going to do it for this reaction, guys. I'd really appreciate it if you did leave a like on the video. It does help the YouTube algorithm. And if you enjoyed the reaction, please consider subscribing to the channel. We do have a lot of other reactions that you can check out on the channel, so please go check those out as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.